Hey there everybody, Johnny T here, and today I'm going to replace the battery in this Victorinox Lancer 200 watch. Um, it's also got the Pentagon home base dive indicators every 2 hours, every other hour I guess you could say. The reason why it's called the Lancer 200 is because it has 200 meters of water resistance. It's got a 60 click unidirectional bezel, which feels pretty decent. It doesn't line up perfectly, but this is an older watch, so I believe this watch came out in the 90s. It's pretty iconic for its bezel. There aren't many watches with these kinds of pentagon style indices here. Also, these are rounded as well for the other hours that are not these labeled ones, which remind me of, I don't know, they're like little marbles that have been kind of embedded in there. It's got a coin edge bezel, or a coin edge edge. Coin edge, that's funny. And I believe this is about 40 millimeters case size. It's got, everything else looks the same. It's your standard Victorinox watch. It's got a screw down crown. Does it have a dive extension? It does, which is pretty nice. The bracelet's kind of like a tank tread or armor plating, sort of. It's a flat link bracelet, which is pretty cool. Yeah, otherwise it looks like pretty much every other Victorinox watch from that era. The most standout feature is obviously the dive bezel on this one, but it's got your Victorinox emblem at the 12 o'clock. It's got all of your hours are numbered except for the 3 o'clock and 12 o'clock. 3 o'clock's the date. It's got a matching date wheel there. It's kind of a blue-gray dial. And then we have that military 24-hour, those 24-hour indices towards the center. This watch is loomed, which is pretty cool. Hands are loomed except for the seconds hand. And then each one of those hour indices has a splash of loom there towards the seconds indicators, which is pretty nice. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and we're going to replace the battery in this watch. There are two versions of this watch. There was a woman's watch, which I believe was like 32 millimeters, something like that, 33, 32, and then we have this one, which is the man's version. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pop out this spring bar that keeps the watch bracelet together at the clasp. We're going to turn it over. We're going to get it on our pillow. And then what I think I'm going to do, so these are very shallow. I think the smart thing to do would be to put this in a vise, which my vise is, that's weird, my vise is missing one of its pegs. Here it is. Put it in a vise, and then what we want to do is just try and rotate this case back off. But first, let's talk about the case back. Let's take a look at it. So it says 660 feet, which is, you know, basically 200 meters. Water resistant, Swiss made, Swiss Army brand, stainless steel. It's pretty much all we get on the back here. It is polished, which is kind of nice. But yeah, these indentations are very shallow, and shallow indentations give me a lot of trouble. They just tend to be more finicky for me, so I'm going to clean this bracelet up, because as you could tell, it's very dirty. I could probably throw this in an ultrasonic cleaner and clean that up. Look at how much gunk there is in the spring, where the spring bars are. So that's kind of crazy. We're definitely going to want to clean this up and get this bracelet off. So easy peasy there. Let's take a look at the condition of the spring bars. It's actually stuck in there. There's so much gunk, so I can't actually remove the spring bar out of here because there's so much buildup of stuff. So this was a pretty worn watch, very loved, and yeah, you could tell someone just wore the heck out of it, which is, I mean, every watch should get this treatment, should they not? Watches are designed to be worn, especially these tool watches. Just remove this other one. And now we have the watch itself. Yeah, these spring bars are really stuck in there, so I'll probably have to throw these in an ultrasonic cleaner and just get them cleaned up. The clasp is signed, which is a nice little addition. And now we just have our watch. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in our vise, leaving the bracelet on. You know, the bracelet could actually hang off the sides and get a little scuffed up from this aluminum, although, you know, most bracelets are made out of steel, so we don't worry about those too much. And I have this on backwards. Whoops! It's been a spell since I've worked on watches, unfortunately. Is this gonna work? Uh-oh. I think I have to put these down a peg, because just the way the watch is designed, it doesn't really want to play nice with my rig here. Ooh, it really doesn't want to play nice. I think I gotta move these down a bit again. Just get the lugs locked in, I think, is how we're gonna do this. Okay. You know what? I think we're gonna have to... Oh, that works. Okay, good. Alright, excellent. So that's locked in pretty good. I'm going to get my case back wrench. It's right here. Yes. So with these, I usually take out the third one and it just uses the two pegs there. These ones are round. Ideally they'd be, you know, rectangular, but I don't know where the rectangular pegs went to this wrench. As far as I know, they never existed in the first place. So this is very shallow. But with good technique, looks like we can get this off just fine. Okay, so you can see the gunk is starting to come off. Like there's a bunch of dirt buildup that is actually getting removed while I twist the case back off. So this watch hasn't had a battery replacement in a bit. So whoa. Okay. Wow. It's not great. There's a lot of dirt all over the place. There's dirt all over this gasket now. This gasket's also pretty hard. I'm going to replace that. There's all of this dirt and grime and buildup all over the edge. Yeah, and also this battery's just popping out, which is kind of weird. The battery itself looks fine. I mean, it's got some corrosion. It's 394/380 battery, and then the man, this thing is dirty. Huh. Interesting. Well, anyways, the movement itself looks like a it's a 5196/5, or maybe AV. Is it an AV SEMAG? Maybe this is the model number. 1198. I'm not sure. I've never seen this movement before. Very interesting. Very dirty. It's going to need a lot of cleaning. Which I can probably do. But first, I'm going to get a new battery in. So the battery is 394 380. Isn't that what it says? Yep, 394 380, according to even my sizer. So let's find 394 380. It's not going to be in this box, I don't think. Nope. 394. So here's the 394 380 right here. I'm going to open this up. Be careful with it. Whoop. Trying to get my fingerprints on it. Looks good. Get my plastic tweezers and just place it in. Now, a part of, you know what? I don't think this is the correct battery size, I'm going to be honest. It just doesn't seem like it to me, because it's not flush with the rest of the movement. So I'm actually going to get a size down. So if we look at our sizer, where was 394 380? Okay, so here's 394 380 right here. The next one down is a 395 399. And that's a pretty common one for Swiss watches, so, or Swiss movements. So here's a 394 399 right here. Let's try that out and see if it fits any better. Hopefully it does. The way I like to open these is just like to poke them and then, you know, try not to, well, it's not really going to short because I only have one contact point. So open it like that, drop it out, get my plastic tweezers. Let's try and drop this battery in now and see how it feels. Yes, I believe that's the correct battery size, actually. So this watch, is it missing a screw right there? No. It's got fingerprints on it and whatnot. I should probably use some Rodico if I could find Rodico. I think, remember where I put my Rodico. It should be in a glass container somewhere. Yeah, here it is. So I'm going to get my Rodico and I'm just going to try and clean up all of these prints and stuff. I'm actually going to remove this battery. I don't even know if the watch is working yet, but it's really just very dirty. It's like excess oil over here, which is weird. I don't quite understand that. Yeah, interesting. That looks a little better. I'm going to take this gasket out. I need something more needle tipped, I think, for this. Maybe some brass tweezers, perhaps. Man, that's really in there. What am I gonna do? There we go. So this is a flat gasket. You know, it's still supple, but does feel kind of hard. It's a 200 meter water resistance watch. I think I am going to replace this gasket. But first, I'm going to get my blower. We're still rolling, right? Cool. Get my blower, and I'm just gonna try and blow all this stuff out. Okay, so I'm going to get this. This is like an eyelash makeup applier. Just gonna lightly try and scrub away from the movement. Okay, and then I'm going to blow in again and get all this debris out. You don't want it clogging anything up. Okay, I'm going to put my battery in. Just see if the watch is running. Ha! It's ticking. Right on. Okay, so yeah, this is worth putting all the investment in. We still rolling? Yes, we are. Okay, I'm going to now. I'm gonna get a new gasket for it. This old one is it's just too. It's too old. It's too cracked. So I'm going to measure the outer diameter, and it looks like 33 millimeters will do it. So I'm going to pull out a 33 millimeter. It's usually somewhere in between 34 and 32. But I'll pull out a 33 millimeter and then just try and place this in. Yeah, that's way too big. So let's go with 32. See how that looks. And you could, I guess I should always go one under, and then if it doesn't fit perfectly, I could stretch it a little, and then it would fit. It might make most sense maybe going forward, perhaps. Yeah, this is even too big. So it's not a 33, it's not a 32, which means it's going to be a 31. Hopefully. Ideally, it'll be 31. And then I could call it a day. And get it all lubricated for installation. See, this one's a bit too short. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stretch it. So you just stretch it out a little. Nope, still too... Huh. Well, that's unfortunate. Yeah, this still doesn't want to fit. Okay. 31's too short. I guess it's got to be 32. How am I gonna fit the 32 is too big though, isn't it? Maybe if I pull out a different ring, it might fit, perhaps. I mean, manufacturing tolerances, right? So maybe this one will actually fit in better, maybe. No. Look, it's just too big. Okay, what if I pull out a different 31? Okay, what if I really stretch it now? There we go. Nice. Perfect. Okay, cool. That works. Alright, so just really needed to give it a good stretch. Let's get this greased. But before I do that, I'm going to get a Q-tip. And I'm just going to rub away and keep this, yeah, this is supposed to be unscrewed, the crown. Just kind of give this a nice rub, clean out the area where the gasket goes, and then I'm going to blow it out. And now I'm going to get my new gasket. Where is my gasket applicator? Here it is. Get my gasket applicator. So you just, open this up, drop your new gasket in, and then close it, and then just tighten it on, twist it around, maybe press down on it a little, and that should evenly coat our gasket. And now I can install it. Yep, beautifully coated. And yeah, it's going in nice and well right now. Although it looks like the other side of this gasket didn't really get much of the grease, did it? Let's put it in one more time. That should be a bit better now. Very good. Very good. Okay. Now that that new gasket is greased and it's in, we got our battery replaced. We just need a... I'm going to actually clean up the battery back a little bit because it's not super clean. So I'm just going to take a Q-tip and just kind of go around it. Go around the threads especially, so it's going to thread on easier, because we don't want dirt and grime and stuff. Like, I'm basically just coming in and cleaning up around the threads, and it's picking up all this dirt. Ooh, where the heck is my finger? Oh, here it is. So it's picking up all this dirt, you can see. So that's the reason why we want to do that. It's just to kind of get it all nice and clean. We don't want to use any kind of rubbing alcohol or anything. We just don't want any moisture getting inside of the movement. So I don't want to wait for this to dry. So I'm just going to just kind of brush all of this debris off. And then as a last resort, I'm going to come in with my brush, and I'm just going to brush, really get into the grooves, get into the threads, just get as much dirt and grime out as I can. And then last but not least, I'm going to take my blower, and I'm just going to blow in, and then now it's time to install. For installation, I like to grab a spring bar pusher, and then I just like to guide the case back on like so. That feels pretty darn good. And then if I can find my ball, which I don't see it. Oh, here it is. And the last but not least, I like to grab my ball and just tighten it on by hand. And that seems really good. So that should, assuming the crown gasket's still good, which I don't see why it wouldn't be. It should be good for 200 meters again, I think. Without testing it, though, I couldn't say. And ta-da! It's running. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Let's see if it'll change at 12 o'clock. Yep, just changed. Let's get it to 6:30. And let's see if the quick change works. Yep. Quick change seems to be working. Let's, yeah, there's really not much else to do with it, huh? Get that crown screwed back on. I will time this later, but it seems to be running quite well. Cool. Okay, so what are we looking at for dimensions? Yep, so it's about 40 millimeters. Case size, that's including the bezel. The bezel does hang off a bit on the top, but yeah, I'd say 40 millimeters is probably accurate for a case size. Thickness is, oop, my calipers decided to be silly there. Thickness is 11.5 millimeters, we'll call that. Lug to lug is 21 millimeters, and then, or I'm sorry, that's lug width. Lug to lug is 42 millimeters. What a beautiful, this is such a nice little watch. I bet this wears so good. It's a very, very well wearing watch. So I'm gonna, now that it's all put back together-ish, I'm gonna take an alcohol wipe and I'm just gonna really, wipe it down a little bit. Because, yeah, this watch has a lot of gunk on it. I'm going to spend a lot of time cleaning this, I think, just to make it shine, I guess. Looks like, yeah, this stuff is coming up bit by bit. I could throw the whole, like, I could take the movement out completely and put it in an ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't really have the time and the patience for that. I think I just want to make sure it's running and it's working and it's cleaned up enough to wear. Ooh, the gasket's sticking out the end there. Ruh-roh. Yeah, you can see it popping out the end right there. That's not good. That is not good at all. I'm gonna have to refigure out what's going on with that gasket. Yeah, it's a very dirty watch. Very dirty. Okay, well, I'm gonna flip this inside out so that it's clean again. I'm just gonna do the face again. Okay, well, I'm gonna take. I'm gonna make sure this gasket. I mean, clearly there's a problem with this gasket. It's protruding out there, so I'm gonna take it apart again and figure it out. But for now, it's running, and that's how you would service it. So yeah, thanks so much for watching. Like and subscribe if this was interesting to you, or if it helped out with anything. This helped you fix your watch, especially. Give me some kudos. I'd appreciate it. Maybe give me a comment. Let me know I've helped you out. That motivates me to keep making these videos. So, anyways, all right, take it easy. See you.